All courses of action are risky, so prudence is not in avoiding danger, but calculating risk and acting decisively. Make mistakes of ambition and not mistakes of sloth. Develop the strength to do bold things, not to suffer. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. Make no small plans, for they have no power to stir the soul. Never was anything great achieved without danger. It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret. Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. It is much safer to be feared than loved, because love is preserved by the link of obligation, which is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear preserves you by a dread of punishment which never fails. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. The unarmed man is not just defenseless, he is also contemptible. Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. Hatred is gained as much by good works as by evil. The fact is that a man who wants to act virtuously in every way necessarily comes to grief among so many who are not virtuous. The vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances, and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. Men are so simple and yield so readily to the desires of the moment that he who will trick will always find another who will suffer to be tricked. It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. There is no other way to guard yourself against flattery than by making men understand that telling you the truth will not offend you. We cannot attribute to fortune or virtue that which is achieved without either. Men intrinsically do not trust new things that they have not experienced themselves. Of mankind, we may say in general they are fickle, hypocritical, and greedy of gain. Politics have no relation to morals. Necessity is what impels men to take action, and once necessity is gone, only rot and decay are left. Men will always deceive you, unless they are kept honest by constraint. He who shuns women passes up the trouble, but also the benefits. He who puts up with them gains the benefits, but also the trouble. As the saying goes, there's no honey without bees. A sign of intelligence is an awareness of one's own ignorance. Always assume incompetence before looking for conspiracy. Wisdom consists of knowing how to distinguish the nature of trouble, and in choosing the lesser evil. Everyone who wants to know what will happen ought to examine what has happened. Everything in this world in any epoch has their replicas in antiquity. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. Princes and governments are far more dangerous than other elements within society. A government which does not trust its citizens to be armed is not itself to be trusted. There is nothing as likely to succeed as what the enemy believes you cannot attempt. Beware of a man who interrupts you because he is trying to show you strength. It is a common fault of men not to reckon on storms in fair weather. I'm not interested in preserving the status quo. I want to overthrow it. A battle that you win cancels any other bad action of yours. In the same way, by losing one, all the good things worked by you before become vain. The end justifies the means.